Welcome to a new Night POV review. In front of us is the new Citroen C3 Aircross. We have the Max trim with this beautiful green metallic color and white roof combo. Inside is the 1.2 liter MildHybrid, 145 system horsepower. To be specific, inside is the 3-cylinder turbo petrol with 136 horsepower and electric motor with 21 horsepower. Now we're sitting on 17-inch alloys, very soft suspension, and the C3 Aircross is just a bigger C3. It's stretched. This is the 5-seat configuration. It's available as a 7-seater and probably the cheapest 7-seater SUV you can buy. And this MildHybrid is pretty efficient. Now I'm gonna lock the car once again, and then on the back unlock it so you can see the taillights. These are looking very nice. Cargo space is also nice and big, 460 liters of cargo space, 1,600 if you knock down the rear bench. This 5-seater. Now let's jump inside, and a little note. I've swapped my camera, so now I have the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, or the 2nd generation. I'm using the D-Warp because the action is much wider, and I'm not sure if I like that. So it's not like the frame that I used to have with the GoPro and the 1st generation of Insta360, but I guess I'll try a few of these and see which one works the best for me. I'll also recording this with the night mode and now in 60 frames per second. So we're gonna see the picture quality. I'm using my external mic. This camera should have a new mic, but I haven't tested it yet. I'm just gonna rely on the Rode lavalier that I have. Now, I've connected my phone, but for some reason I was connecting to my camera. Apple CarPlay disconnected, doesn't want to connect. I tried a few times, it just doesn't want to do it. We have the embedded navigation. We're going to use that. A little music demo, although it's now domestic music past midnight. Let me see this one. So it's just like okay, this is a little bit too much, but yeah, the speakers are okay, I would say. So not an extra loud bass or super clear sound, it's just okay speakers. Now just to share some light inside the cabin, you can see very comfy seats, but lumbar support is really mandatory for tall people, especially if you have a back pain. I had some propuh, it's something local in Croatia. Basically, when you open windows for your house or apartment and wind goes through, if you sleep at night in summer, and I just get a stiff back and it's painful. So basically I'm missing the lumbar now. It would be very helpful. Otherwise, these seats are quite comfy. I'm going to put it to here reverse. You can see the camera here. I'm not sure if it's too bright or not for this camera. I'm going to hit a drive and start driving. Now, I did the consumption test, and this camera, if I come closer, you should be able to see, because the 1st generation had a focus issue, and this one should be better. So my fuel consumption after doing my consumption test, and that's the driving between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour for 50 kilometers through the avenues between late hour, little traffic, simulating open roads. My lowest fuel consumption was around 4.2. It stabilized around 4.5. I did a little highway test as well, around 50 kilometers, driving 130, and my fuel consumption got to same 6.2, 6.5 stabilized. And my Daytona driving, I had around 7 liters. So it really depends on your driving style, but if you're driving faster on the highway, I assume you can get up to 8 liters in the city. Also, if you're a fast driver, if there's a lot of traffic, between 7 and 8 liters. This car, Plan B, or excuse me, the Trip B, it was 8 liters. Now it dropped to 7.9, but basically that's what you will get. Now you might notice that D here for the drive sometimes switches to blue, like now. I'm recuperating, so I'm not using the brake, I'm just letting go of the acceleration, and the electric motor is recuperating actually, and is recharging the battery. So it's a small battery. I didn't find the how much kilowatts does it have, but basically you can see here the energy flow, or how much power I'm using. So you can see green charge when I let it go, and this is nice because I can almost drive like a one pedal, so it's quite nice. If I'm gentle, you can see I'm in the blue zone, eco, green recharging, and then white with the power. Wow. But you saw how agile this 3-cylinder is. It's a turbo, and it just picks up speed. 136 horsepower is enough, but with the addition of the electric motor that aids it, it's rounded to 145 system horsepower, but it's very well powered for this very light SUV. Now, have the green arrow. Now I can switch also to energy flow. So check this out. So you see now I'm using the battery, or it's doing a combo, and then when it's completely white, it's using the petrol. Now it's using the battery and the petrol, and now just the petrol. And then when I let go, it's recuperating and recharging the battery, and now it switched to D. So if I'm gently now just holding the accelerator and keeping my speed, sometimes it does keep driving in electric mode for a while, but then it kicks in the petrol. Now, what you heard here, the beeping sound, it's a new EU law speed limit change. So if I pass over 70 here, I'm just gonna pass this car just to demonstrate that. I'm driving 75 now. It's just start beeping, but it's already flashing. See this sound? That's the sound I'm talking about. So I just hold the mute button for a few seconds, and then you get this amber light, and it will be off for the rest of the drive. But you have to reset it every time. Now, thanks to this MildHybrid system, because it's a mild because it has a smaller battery and not too much powerful electric motor, but it's good for efficiency, and thanks to it, despite running on petrol, it can be efficient. So the French were, already experimenting a lot with this hybrid or MildHybrid systems. Not just Citroen, but even the Renault group as well. I mean, not just Citroen, I meant not just the Stellantis group. So, but I gotta say, I like it. I've driven the 100 horsepower petrol with a 6-speed manual that you can get in this car as well. I've driven it tested it in the C3. And I've tested the electric version. This will also be available with the electric version and with a bigger battery as well. I did prefer the EV the most, but the petrol, for those of you who are skeptic towards hybrids or EVs, I guess that's the best option. You still have it, but for those of you who are open for hybrids, maybe not still ready for EV, or don't have a garage, so it's not really economical for you, the hybrid could be interesting. It does drive very nicely. It speeds up very nicely because of the electric motor. Just helps it to take off faster from zero. So that's very practical. I haven't resetted the trip A, so I'm just gonna leave it the way it is and see what we're gonna get after our drive. It's summer, so there's a lot of traffic in this late hour, considering it was like a really hot during the day, and it's a really comfortable temperature right now, 24 degrees Celsius. Now I've just flipped the lights because I've took some pictures. They're on. There is no position lights, so if you want to have the position lights, you can. It's just like on automatic settings, and you can just flip it on manually, but it's already on, so I'm not sure what's the difference in that. Now, regarding the Aircross versus, C3 Aircross versus regular C3, or the smaller one, this is taller. The C3 was slightly more comfortable, I would say, because it was lighter. And this is not a heavy SUV at all, but I would say it is slightly less comfortable. Maybe because of the alloys, maybe if you would get the very base model, but it's very under-equipped. It would be more comfortable with 16-inch tires or steel wheels, because the 17-inch we have are alloys. On the middle trim you can get steel wheels with hubcaps. But comfort-wise, I would say this is good, but it's just I would like it to be slightly more softer. But this is maybe just me. Now, I haven't really paid attention a lot to the noise level, to be honest. Now, the noise level on the highway, I think was similar to the C3, and both of these cars don't have really a great NVH or noise vibration harshness. Well, the sound insulation isn't the greatest. This is a bigger brother, so it should be slightly better, but when you close the doors or the tailgate, it just doesn't sound much better. It's kind of resonating, to be honest. The closing sounds okay, but there's just a little bit of a resonating sound, and I think it could be better in the Aircross because it's more expensive. But again, you're just, I guess, like in Skoda, paying for more room, more space inside the cabin. So this is a budget SUV, and I would say it's competing with maybe the new Dacia Bigster. Although Bigster is more expensive, this is more affordable, because this car is around, slight leaning here in the bends if you're more aggressive. This car is 24,900 euros with this same mild hybrid. automatic long beam works perfectly. Okay, I floored it. It picks up speed very nicely. This is wind noise at 130. Yeah, I can hear some whistling here at 150. It is very noisy. There's a lot of wind resistance. It's a big SUV. And then at 100, it's acceptable. There's like a smooth asphalt patch and then rough. So you can hear like the tires and a little bit of wind noise around the A-pillars. But otherwise, solid soundproof. Now I'm going to engage the cruise control. There's a lane correction, so I'm leaving the steering wheel and it just corrected me in the middle. So that's good. That's perfect. So if you were just trying to type in something in the navigation and there was a slight bend and you passed the marking, it would just return you back for safety. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have a distance for the cruise control, so it does brake if pedestrians suddenly walk in front of you or kids, because you have that camera on the top. Also have the blind spot, but sometimes if I feel like it's engaging late, there's already a car in my blind spot and it doesn't engage until the very last moment where I already see it. So I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but it should turn on much earlier, to be honest. The embedded navigation looks pretty solid. When you move it, it's fast and everything. And we have ambient lights. I was complaining in the C3 that they should have added some ambient lights, but here they are. So, and over there. Definitely unique looking. I was having something else in mind. You saw the LED headlights performance, so very good. Now I'm gonna exit here. If you're regular to the channel, you already know the route. If you're new, welcome to the channel. I would advise subscribing and clicking the bell to get notified when I upload more videos. If you're looking at the Aircross, there's a detailed day review, a night tour as well, night review. When we're driving at the day with no comments, so you can just hear the car. And this, I've covered most of the brands, but just have a full plate right now with the brands I'm working with. So another advantage of the C3 Aircross, it's taller than the C3. You're just sitting very nice and tall. You have a good overview. You feel more safer. If you're a taller person such as myself, you can see the hood as well. And there's a good overview for the mirrors and the side mirrors and the middle mirror. You have the backing camera. And let's talk about the trims. I saw the very base trim. It doesn't have the screen here. No automatic AC and a plastic steering wheel. I would advise you, and no comfort seats, so I would advise you just avoid the base model. Go for the middle trim or this one, the highest trim, the max trim, because it's really the best value for money. In this one, you get the front parking sensors that you don't get in the middle trim, but the middle trim is very rich. You have tinted windows in the back. Same here. You don't get the embedded navigation, that's only for this top trim, but you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so if you're using that, you're fine without the embedded navigation, honestly. And this SUV is a good value for money. But if I'm being 100% honest and fair, I'm a little bit concerned with the long-term reliability of these engines. These are revised. This engine is with the chain instead of the belt, but I've heard some mechanics just saying, even with the changes, it's just not that reliable. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to be honest here. You should always do some research before purchasing a car. It just forums and checking other users' experience to see if they're happy, if they had any issues with the cars in general. But if you pay attention to maintenance, hopefully you won't have any problem, and you can prevent any potential bigger problems. But if you're just like a regular user who doesn't know anything about the car, you just leave it at the service, you're not going to be a happy camper if you get a higher cost. If something past warranty, it's fine when you're in warranty, but past warranty, if something goes bad, you're not going to be a happy camper. Although, French cars are generally cheaper to maintain compared to, let's say, German cars, but this is a budget car, so those are the things you should have in mind. And another pro, the Aircross is much more spacious SUV, or the C3 is not an SUV, it's a CUV, but this one just offers a lot more space, and it's a very practical family car if you're on a budget and you're just looking for a 7-seater. Maybe it's just a little bit quiet so you can hear the engine maybe. I really like these animations, they just look very nice. So this is our place for the LED headlights test. So pretty good beam. It's nice and bright, and not just on the low end, on the top. Now this is the long beam, very bright. I can see all the way to the end, and super bright and wide, so perfect. Backing camera, you can see the film grain. It's not the best, but it does give you a perspective, so can't complain there. You should always check your mirrors. That is the safest thing when backing up. There's again a little more traffic than I'd like, considering it's summer, or yeah, first day of summer was yesterday. So I wanted to do like a little test 0 to 100. I don't know the time, but I'm just interested at this mild hybrid engine and how it performs. And I always want to do this as safe as possible. So it means no traffic behind me. I'm clear on that. And the traffic in front of me as well. That guy should be far enough. And I'm just gonna floor it here, brake, acceleration, and release the brake. Brake test. The brakes are okay. Now this wasn't super fast. Past 80 was starting to get more momentum. But I just wanted to get a feeling for this specific setup. But still, it drives very nicely for daily driver, commuter. It's just solid.
Follow this road for 1 kilometer, then bear left.
So I've punched in the navigation so you can see how that looks as well. But I think we tested that in the C3. Now, this car has the winter package, which I'm not gonna test now because it's summer, but it has this heated windshield, and it has this little threads, and that's the solution I personally don't like, because when you're watching streetlights, you get like almost like a lens flare or holograms, and it's just not clear windshield. I don't know. I don't like it. I prefer heated windshields without those little threads and glass. But that's just me, I guess.
At the fork in the road, bear left, using 2 leftmost lanes.
Well, that male voice is not really pleasant.
Bear left, using 2 leftmost lanes.
And it didn't say anything about the speeding camera there, so
follow this road for 2.5 kilometers.
I would definitely use Waze. See, I can use recuperation just to slow down the car, so it's not like EV1 pedal because it's not a strong recuperation, but you can anticipate the lights and just slow down. So it's quite good. I like that. So it's time to wrap up this video now. Regarding price, in Croatia, the very base model starts at
take the first right.
19,450 euros, but that's with 100 horsepower. But I would just go for the middle trim, which is around 21,000 euros.
Your destination is on your left.
For the 100 horsepower. For this setup, the metal trim, it's around, I think, 23, but you're like very close to the max trim, and then in that case I would just go for the max trim because it's like full enchilada, so just to get everything in, why not? This is the thing I dislike. See, now it went all the way down, but I can't figure it out. Like, It's just so annoying. See? I have to keep holding it. It doesn't have the option to go all the way down, like, and excuse me, all the way up. All the way down, it works sometimes, like the C3. It's hard to get it from the first try. See? Oh, wait. Okay, so for it to go all the way down, you have to like hold it for a second or two, and then it will, but it doesn't work the same for up. But if you just hold it a little bit, it just goes all the way down. I wish these things were like standardized in car industry instead of having different solutions. Okay. I keep thinking that this is the gear selector, like in my Tesla, and also some other cars I've driven lately. So, okay, so you can see the cameras, and I'm gonna put it to park. Let me just check the fuel consumption. Excuse me, wrong one. Now, 5.4. So, I started with a 5, and I was idling the car before I started driving, so it went a little bit up before I started driving. But you're gonna see in the night tour it was like 5, below 5, so 4.5. But that's that. Consumption is always tied to your driving style, so more or less. I'm gonna wrap it up here because it's very late. I hope you appreciate this video and you're at least gonna give it a like or share it or leave a comment. Those are the things that the algorithm likes. The more of you engage, the more chance this is gonna be represented to someone else looking at the new Aircross. Just to turn on those taillights once again. I really like the new C3 and the C3 Aircross. They're just gorgeous looking cars. I've said that in my day review. They look like classical but modern looking. So I really love them. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.